researching Bitcoin for 10 years, actually more than that, with Brett Winton, our chief futurist. We are giving our research
What is going
away.
on, guys?
We have been
What is going
educating the community. So has 21 shares. And I think we're recognized for our.
Let's shut Kathy up real quick. What's going on, guys? What is going on? Good to see everybody bright and early. It is 5:15 a.m. here. 5:15 a.m. 8:15 a.m. East Coast time. But good to see everybody. CPI release in 15 minutes. Here is what is expected. We are looking at, let me get my trusty mouse pointer up. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. We are looking at 0.3% expected for CPI, 0.33% expected for core CPI. This is obviously month over month. Year over year, 3.32% and 3.93% for core. Now, here's what's interesting. And the reason that if you look at the Fed funds futures and we go to March, this is what traders are expecting the Fed to do. 69% expecting a cut in March. Now, this has been perplexing to me since we started getting numbers like this. I would say about 4 weeks ago, we hit 60% on here. Until you look at the inflation expectations. So obviously right now it's January, right? So we are reporting for December. However, if you look at January's numbers, right, which will be reported in February, they are expecting 0.19% CPI. This would be the lowest month over month let me see if we have this data here. Probably since November, I want to say. Anyway, but they're expecting 0.19% month over month. But here's the kicker. This is the lowest since the entire thing started, since the pandemic in 2020 started, right? This 2.94 CPI that is expected for January. So remember what I tell you, right? When you get these complaints from these people that didn't buy the dip because people scared them out of buying stocks, even when they were heavily discounted. You get these complaints from people like, why is the market going up? It's rigged. No, it's not rigged. The market is meant to go up, right? Now, obviously, there's some manipulation, but I'm not talking about this. I'm saying in general, the market is designed to go up. There needs to be more reason for the market to go down than to go up. So people, saying the credit card debt is climbing and, they printed so much money. Like these types of mechanisms don't cause the stock market to go down. The stock market will only go down for the following reasons. A black swan event, right? So when all of this money printing and all of this debt and everything, when it finally starts to create cracks in the system, and this usually comes because the Fed raises rates, then creating a worsening situation that's unavoidable, right? And an intractable situation in when it comes to our credit system, then obviously that's going to bring the economy and the market down. And two, and this is the most important one, is when something is priced in that doesn't happen, okay? So when the market is expected, so when the market rallied here, right, all on the back of the fact that we printed, 3.2% in November, 3.1% the following month, right? It looks like inflation is coming down, and that then is creating hysteria in the market that, hey, inflation is coming down and nothing bad happened yet. Obviously, we had the bank runs, but the Treasury and the Fed stepped in. That would have been the black swan event, in my opinion. That's neither here nor there. So there's all this enthusiasm based on a soft landing narrative. So we got CPI in 9 minutes, by the way, right? That's based on a soft landing narrative. So if that doesn't happen, right, if a black swan event unfolds, or if the expectations that we see here don't come true, meaning right now the market is pricing in a cut in March. The market is pricing in 2.94 CPI in January, right? A month from now, the next CPI print. If that stuff doesn't happen, that is when you start to get disappointments in the market, right? Because all of this is pricing in the future. The market is a forward-looking instrument. So, all of the things that you read about on Twitter from all the perma bears, channels like Maverick of Wall Street or Game of Trades, like these types of channels, they're not meant to give you a target to invest at. They make good content, and they tend to get clicks from fear mongering, right? It's all bad, that the U.S. system is terrible, money printing this, credit system this. Yes, of course. We're not going to go back to the gold standard, right? No matter how much people kick and scream, it's just not going to happen. Would I like to see it? Yes. But I'm also more pragmatic, right? I'm not an ideologue. I know that the financial system, the U.S. financial system, is never going to go back to that, right? So what I like to do is participate in the market in a way that gives me an advantage based on what I see, right? So if I'm just constant fear mongering and I'm not giving you targets or not giving myself targets, then I'm not really investing. I'm just creating entertainment, right? But regardless of what you think of the current state of the U.S. financial system, right? The U.S. stock market is still the greatest investment vehicle of all time, and there's no debate. So anyway, going off on a tangent, but that's just to answer people who always say, why is the market going up? The market is meant to go up. That is what the market is meant to do. You don't have a chart that, if you take a look at SPX, you don't have a chart that looks like this going back to before your grandmother was born, right? This is going back to 1871. This is before your great-grandmother was born. You don't have a chart that looks like this if the stock market is not meant to go up. Anyway. Where are we? Who the hell is this guy? I think after this break, no, 6 more minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. By the way, can you guys hear me on Instagram? Can you guys hear me? I'm also live on Instagram. Sometimes the voice changes. My voice changes on Instagram? Okay, cool. What's up to you guys on Instagram? I decided to go live on Instagram as well. I don't want to leave anybody out. And guys, this is embarrassing. If you're on YouTube, my OG crowd on YouTube, the OG of OGs, there's 700 of you and 93 likes. Don't you want people to find good investing and trading content? Don't you want people to find good finance content? Don't you at least owe it to your fellow Americans and your fellow citizens of the world? Come on, guys. 800 people and 90 likes? What do you want me to do? Sing and dance? Mohammed Reza Rizvani, bro, I'm about to ban you if you type US 30 one more time, bro. Take it to your Facebook group. Let me say what's up to all y'all. Random card breaks. Byron, Henri, or Henry, Manny, Surf, Michelle, M. Will, Mike, Will, Made. Mammoth Minds. Matt, Richard, Tony. Tony always greets me in Navajo language, and I wish I knew how to pronounce this. I'm not even going to try because I don't want to offend you and your great people, Tony. But I need to learn how to pronounce this so that I can actually say it on stream. Because the way I'm looking at it right now, it looks like Arabic to me. So I'm going to pronounce it with an Arabic accent. What is a Twitter page that posts a CPI? Bro, you're right here on stream. Don't worry about it, George. Shit. 9:15 in Puerto Rico, but glad you're up. Just get a coffee. Bro, I have coffee. I got coffee. Don't worry about me. Duarte Machado, what's going on? Yavor, Stock Rush, Joseph S., Marcel, Tristan, Allen, Mr. DOA, Anthony Nguyen. Is he looking like he about to freestyle rap battle? Hottest album 2024. NVIDIA gonna fly. US 30 will go up. Go to another channel, bro. Penny Binder. What's going on, Penny? You look like you are cold and living in upside down LA. Wow, that's mighty astute of you. It is cold outside, but should we go on multiple platforms to help you? No. Stay on the platform you're at. I'm just saying. It's embarrassing that my OG crowd is there was like 800 people here and 90 likes. Y'all are getting lazy. If I'm up at 5:15, I was actually up at 4:30, all right, getting this ready for y'all. So if I'm up at 4:30, you got no excuses. What do you think of Ninja Trader? From what our members and one of our analysts uses it, great platform. She uses it for her evaluation and PA accounts on Apex. I sleep after market closes. You live in Hawaii or Asia? Man, if I lived in Asia, I would sleep after market closes for sure. Thanks, Z, as always. No worries. Where's the beginner options trading video I have? Bro, I have like 1 million of them. Kenan, what's going on, bro? Aloha from Hawaii, says the Barkster. What's going on? I need to buy your coffee mug. I need to release those I Love Mondays coffee mugs. Coming soon. Coming soon. Wagwan from Toronto. What's going on, Jimmy? You have the best content and info out there. Dave, appreciate you. You're the truth. You give facts and not fear. That's why I love listening to you. Appreciate you, man. Been around the block. I should know how these things work by now. 1 minute and it is out. All right, let's see. Let's see if we get Rick Santelli screaming at us. And hopefully you guys can see the futures here.
We are just seconds away from the December CPI. It's a number the markets have been anxiously awaiting, getting a check on consumer inflation right now. The Dow futures up by about 33, S&P futures up by 10, the NASDAQ up by 88. Rick Santelli is standing by. Rick.
Yes, our consumer price index read for the month of December by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, expected to be up 0.2%, is up 0.3%. And if you strip out food and energy, it is exactly as expected, which is up 0.3%. Just like in the rearview mirror. That headline number is 0.2 higher than the rearview mirror, which was up 0.1. And the prior month, October, was at 0. That was the lowest since May of 2020. Let's go long here. Year over year CPI expected to be up 3.2 is up 3.4, up 3.4. The best it's been was 3.0 in June of last year. That was the best since March of 2021. And finally, there is progress. My favorite, the CPI core, year over year, which has not been below 4% since May of 2021. I could now take that out of my repertoire of what I say on CPI day, because 3.9%, 3.9%, which is the best since 3.8 in May of 2021. Now, here's something I normally don't discuss. If we look at the index itself, the non-seasonally adjusted actual index, it came out at 306.746. Why is that interesting to me? Because the all-time forever high was in September at 307.8, very close. But here's something. If you take core CPI, the actual index, which is seasonally adjusted, the read there is 313.216. That probably doesn't mean anything to you. It means something to me. That's the highest it's ever been. It's ever been. Now remember, Bureau of Labor Statistics brings out this number. Go to their website. When did COVID start? March of 2020? Okay, this is a DECE number. That means NOV was the most updated we had prior to about 2 minutes ago. If you go to their website and you look at their CPI inflation calculator and you put in Feb of 2020, what you'll find is it takes $1.19 of NOV $23 to buy what bought $1 pre-COVID. Do it if you don't believe me. Now, let's do initial and continuing claims. Initial claims, 202,000. That's the best since the second week in October of last year. And finally, on continuing claims, 1,834,000. 1,834,000 is the lowest level since the last week in October. And we see interest rates shooting up. It's all on the CPI data being hotter than expected. You know those annualizations? Well, 0.3 changes that math just a bit. Becky and the panel, back to you.
Okay, here we go. Rick, stay with us. Joining us right now for more on that new inflation data, Wendy Edelberg, Senior Fellow in Economic Studies at the Brookings Institution, Joel Griffith, who is Research Fellow at the Heritage Foundation, and, of course, our very own Steve Leisman. Steve, let's start with you. Why don't you pick apart these numbers?
Well, just a topical comment first, Becky, which is that I think this is something the Fed has tried to prepare the markets for. The idea that, yes, there is improvement in inflation. And as John Williams, the New York Fed president, said yesterday, it has been significant. There's still no doubt about that, even despite these numbers. But the trajectory for getting from here to there is not a straight line. The data can be both noisy and it can bounce around quite a bit. There are some interesting numbers here that not all of which don't make a lot of sense to me. But one thing that we see here is that in December, there's some reversal of some of the declines we had in prior months. The first thing I will say is we did not get any help on the owner's equivalent rent part. That was up 0.5%, continuing the same level as last month, and kind of defying what we're seeing out in some of the market-based metrics of what's happening in rents. Bottom line, the CPI has not picked up the decline in housing. We saw new vehicles up 0.3%, used up 0.5%, airline fares up 1%, and actually the energy sector added to inflation as well. I'll leave it there, except to tell you that these are all categories essentially that have been on the decline, and at least for the month of December, they reversed themselves. This is the sort of thing, I think, and the sort of report which gives the Fed patience, and is part of the reason why the Fed has said, you know, don't get ahead of yourselves, market. There's still a lot of stuff that has to work out here.
Wendy, let me ask you, when do you anticipate that the Fed is likely to cut rates?
I think it's going to have to be when the Fed looks at expected outcomes and says, if we don't cut rates, we are going to undershoot our inflation target and persistently undershoot, like not just a 1 month thing. So it has to be that they get to a point where they think monetary policy is so tight that if they don't cut, they will overshoot on their inflation target. And I don't think we're anywhere near that. Like, I think what these numbers say today is that the Fed's doing the right thing and they just need to stand pat.
How about you, Joel?
Well, let's be honest here. The Federal Reserve has been overshooting its inflation target for close to 3 years now. And we still see, even with the Federal Reserve nearly declaring victory, inflation still at 1.5 times the target. And this has translated into a $4,000 real income decline by families. I think it's very interesting to look at credit card balances, those balances have increased by almost $4,000 per family over the past 3 years. And compounded with the interest rates, we see credit card default rates at the highest since 2012 and added interest costs of close to $1,600 per year. We are in a big mess here, and middle-class families are feeling it the worst.
Hey, Steve, earlier today we had Mohamed El-Arian on, and he was talking about these three huge headwinds that you have in reaching the last mile, or whatever you want to call it, of these higher inflations. One is issues like the Red Sea, where you're seeing input costs that are going to be going up because of problems along the supply chain. Second is the change in the base. It's going to be tougher, the headline comparisons from here on out, because you're talking about lower numbers relative to what you had been talking about the 12 months before that. And the third would be this idea that we've seen goods deflation. If you want to continue to see inflation come down, you're going to have to see services inflation come down, and he's not sure how likely that is. How about you?
I'm a little more optimistic on that third element there, and actually on the other two. I kind of believe in, I guess, capitalism and the ability of the market to provide supply. I think there's this thing going on that I'm working on, which is supply-ophobia, Becky, is that everybody's afraid because we had all these supply chain issues from the pandemic, that if you have growth, that the supply chain.
All right. So I want you guys to take a look at something. And if you're not following me on Twitter and Instagram, make sure you do, because I post daily free trading and finance content. So make sure you follow me on there. A lot of my thoughts go out on there as well. Guys, there's 1,300 of you here. I appreciate all of you. Leave a thumbs up so that other people can find this. All right. If this can get to 700 likes, I'll give something away. 700 likes, and I'll give something away. You guys suggest it. The reason that it will take so long to get to 2% inflation is because as we near the target, enthusiasm erupts, right? This is a concept that I don't think people are taking into account. So as we get close to that 2% target, right? You see here, right? We went from 3.7 to 3.2 to 3.1. As we get closer to that, what happens? The narrative of a soft landing kicks in, right? The narrative of a soft landing kicks in. And so what do people do then? Oh, we're going to be fine. Okay, cool. Let's buy stocks. Oh, we're going to be fine. Cool. Let's not buy treasuries. Oh, we're going to be fine. Let's go out and spend money. Oh, we're going to be fine. Let's go out and hire those people that we were on a hiring freeze, and now we're going to hire more people because guess what? We're going to be fine, right? This happens all the time. That's why those last couple of percentage points, when we're trying to bring inflation down, that's why they're the hardest to bring down. If you take a look at inflation in, where was that? There was such a great article, History of Inflation and Rate Hikes. Let me show you something. I think it was an article from The Balance. Oh, yeah. Okay. This is one of the greatest articles I've ever seen here as it relates to inflation and rates and whatnot, right? I want you guys to take a look at the 80s because this, in terms of how high inflation was, we are seeing a very close resemblance to that, right? That's when Paul Volcker finally said, fuck that noise. We're going to take rates to 20%. Okay. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I want you to see how long it took for inflation to come down. Okay. So in 1983, inflation was 3.2%, right? 1984, 4.3%. 1985, 3.6%. It wasn't until 1986 that we got to 2%, right? So it takes so long to go from something like 4% to 2%. One, because now you're dealing in incremental changes as opposed to going from, say, 9% down to 3%. You have a much bigger range to work with. But that last little bit, right, requires so much work in order to get down to that level. Plus, there is that enthusiasm effect that I was talking about, right? where as rates get down as the inflation gets down near 2%, then we start to think that our job is done, right? So that's why it's going to be very hard to get there. So just to summarize, let me see if they updated it here. This is a very hot number here, right? We haven't overshot by 0.2% in quite a while. So even in September, when we overshot by 0.1%, right? We expected 3.6, came in at 3.7. In October, expected 3.6, came in at 3.7, right? We haven't overshot by 0.2% since February of 2023, when the forecast was 6.2% and we came in at 6.4. So the forecast was 3.2. We came in at 3.4, right? This is definitely not good. Now, as we know, and as you guys know that have been following this channel for a while, you likely won't get the real reaction until later. So, we have the S&P. The market is not even open until what? 50 minutes from now, 45 minutes from now. So the S&P is only down 0.15%. The NASDAQ is down 0.03%, basically flat on both indices. You're not going to get the real reaction until, potentially later in the day, a few days later. But for sure, I don't think the Fed is going to cut in March. I just don't think that's going to happen. I always thought this was bullshit. I don't know how anyone thought otherwise. Guys, there's 1,300 of you here. Get it to 700 likes. We're at 540. Get it to 700, and I'm going to give away. I'm going to give away something. Like losing weight? Yeah, Don Suelo. Like losing weight. That's actually a very good, very, very good analogy, bro. So it's like when you weigh 250 pounds and to get down to 200, you're going to make, insane gains in the first few months, right? You can lose that 50 pounds really quick. But imagine you're trying to cut for a bodybuilding competition, right? And you just have a few pounds to shed. Those last few pounds are the hardest, right? That's a very good analogy, bro. A point on a curve. So up. These are like my least favorite questions to answer, bro. Up or down? Let's do analysis here. And as you guys know, you don't want to be in a position during CPI. You want to be in a position after CPI, right? Because look at what happens. During CPI, stops get taken out, right? Your pre-market highs and your pre-market lows. Everyone that was positioned like a moron before CPI, right? They end up getting rated in both directions. Buy stops, sell stops, right? They just get murdered both ways. And the market is just hunting for liquidity. This is the juiciest thing for, for market makers is to see people positioned in CPI before CPI because they could just go after both stops, right? There's people that are short that are like, man, I'm going to bet on that the market is going to tank. All right. Well, their stops get taken out. And then there's people that go long because they're betting on a good CPI. Their stops get taken out. And market makers are like, thank you for playing. You want to wait until the market opens. Did CPI come out yet? AstroGeek, go back to sleep, bro. Go back to sleep. If I got up at 4:30, you have no excuse. Yes, CPI came out. Consumer prices rose 0.3% in December, higher than expected, pushing the annual rate to 3.4%. Prices that consumers pay for a variety of goods, blah, 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 rose in December. Okay. The consumer price index increased 0.3%. Now, remember what I was telling you guys about the Cleveland Fed? If you guys were watching the last few videos, and I was saying that the Cleveland Fed projected that CPI was going to come in much higher. Yeah. They were right. They were right. Now, I think this is the first time that core CPI was below 4. So you're going to see people try to spin that positively, right? That core CPI came in below 4 for the first time since May 2021. And I guess that is positive, but it's not positive. The one thing you can't say is that the Fed is going to cut in March. Sorry, is this news bearish or bullish? Yes, I don't think they're cutting. Let's see if this changed, actually. March. Well, it dropped by 3%. I think this will continue to drop as the days go by, but there's no way they're cutting in March. Not with a hot CPI like this. No fucking way that they're cutting in March. So you know what that means? Here's what this means. I'm going to start hedging a lot more, right? So all of the stocks that we bought in October, all of the stocks that we bought in October, and shout out to Celsius, man. Celsius has been absolutely killing it for us. We bought Celsius at 49, trading now at 60. I bought leaps on Celsius. I just bought 3 leaps on Celsius. That's it, as opposed to going all out with shares. I just bought 3 leaps on Celsius. I bought the $20 calls on Celsius. Right? Went deep in the money. So currently these are up. Whoop. What the hell happened here? I have no idea. Currently these are up $3,000. And I sold calls against this. So I'm likely going to be doing this for most of the holdings that I bought in October. Some stuff I'll take profits on. But all right, so if we get this to 700 likes, I will give away a free month in the Discord. All right, I'll give away a free month in the Discord. And if I happen to pick someone that's already in the Discord, I will give you a free Traveling Trader hoodie, which we are coming out with new ones, by the way. We're coming out with new ones. The hat's already sold out, and they're not making any more, so that sucks ass. Shows a lack of character. What are you talking about, Har? That was you complaining? Oh my God, bro. This guy. All right, let me tell you something about Har. Har. All right, this guy with the business suit profile, the LinkedIn profile pic. Now, here's the thing. There was a great quote once that I read, right? That says, my personality depends on who I am. My attitude depends on who you are. I'm respectful to everybody, man, right? I want everybody to win. I love everybody. Obviously, when I put out these lives or whatever, people like to take, most people are respectful. Most people are cool. But people that like to take shots, I don't think they deserve my respect, right? Like, I would never go on and just start disrespecting someone I don't know. So that's my take on life. You know, be nice to everybody until they show you otherwise. So I try to be nice. Yes, sometimes I'm funny, sarcastic, whatever, for entertainment. But in general, like, I genuinely want people to win, right? I generally root for everybody. Until people start taking shots. Then it's like, you know, if you're sparring or if you're on the basketball court. I don't think people deserve protection. If they start taking shots, then I got to take shots back. So I try not to call people out, but when people call me out, sometimes I can't help it. But in general, I want all of you guys to win. So this guy, HAR, right? There was one video that I did, well, a lot of videos, where I was saying, guys, don't short here, right? Do you know when I released that video? I want to show you when I released this video. And then we're going to talk about trades. I released this video. I literally released this video, and I'll show it to you. I have proof. But if you take a look at SPY, all right, let's take a look at the SPY. You see this here? I released this video, and just so I'm not lying, I'll show it to you. I released this video where I said, do not short here. Where did I say this? I released it on October 24th. Okay? Here it is. I said, do not short here. Be careful if you short the stock market right now. October 24th, right? October 24th was 2 days before the bottom of the market where I was saying, do not short here. This guy comes on and starts going off in the comments, right? About how stupid that was, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. He always watches my videos. Then one day I do a giveaway, right? And I say, if you guess a certain number, whoever gets closest, I'm going to give you XYZ. Someone won, J6, and I think he might be watching, and I gave him lifetime membership, right, for free. This dude starts messaging me saying that he actually won, right? So the guy that's berating me is now begging for a lifetime membership, saying that he actually won, and he kept messaging me every single day. Like, you owe me a lifetime membership. You owe me Bro, not only are you a disrespectful motherfucker, but now you're crying about something and you want something from me when someone else rightfully won. So that is a backstory with this HAR guy. Anyway, I respect and love all of you. All right. So what I think is going to happen to the market after this, right? After the CPI report here. Oh, we hit 700 likes. All right. I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to ask you something, and I'm going to randomly take a screenshot and pick a winner. And if you're already part of the Discord, I'm going to give you a free hoodie. One of the new ones that's not even out yet. I don't even have one. And if you're not part of the Discord, I'm going to give you a free month in the Discord, okay? I appreciate you guys. All right. Here's what I think is going to happen to the market. I don't think that a 3.4% CPI, I don't think that's going to bode well for the market. I don't think that the Fed is actually going to cut in March. And I think likely that this rally here can actually get stalled out, and we could see some ugly price action until the next CPI. Because one thing that we have to consider is that this CPI here, right, they're going to try to make this a narrative about holiday spending, blah, blah, blah. The fact that core CPI for the first time is below 4%, so that's something to celebrate. There are ways to massage this so that it's not as bad as it looks, right? That is my take, just from being around the markets. So we could see some ugly price action here. I don't think that the market is going to just, rocket up. It's important to note that we are very close to all-time highs, right? We are, again, I did this once with dividend adjusted, right? And I got some people commenting saying, oh, we didn't hit all-time high yet. Yes, if you adjust for dividends, we did hit all-time high. But fair, let's take it at face value, right? Let's take it at face value. We are right now .76% from all-time highs, from hitting an all-time high. We definitely are at 52-week highs. We achieved that a while ago, right? But we are about 0.76% from all-time highs. So I think we could get there. But I think that right now, with that inflation number, with the fact that I don't think the Fed's going to cut, I think there's going to be disappointment here. Unless somehow the next two CPIs come in well below. I think that the market might stall out here. I don't know that we get a violent drop just yet. I'm not ready to say that. I do see that we could get a pullback, like a standard pullback, but actually like another 10% correction. I'm not ready to say that yet. My mind might change in a bit, but I'm not ready to say that yet. However, I do think that where the market is right now is super expensive. It is very expensive. And I put something out showing how expensive it was. Again, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Because I put out free daily free finance and trading content. But there's something that I wrote here about how expensive the stock market was. Oh my God. I can't find it now. I also put it in my last video. Oh, actually, I think it's in the Discord. Hold on. Let me see, my fellow traders. Let me see. It was in my weekly analysis. Yes, this thing. This is one of the most important charts you'll see right now. So this right here shows what is the PE ratio of the actual S&P 500. So a lot of you are familiar with PE ratios as it relates to individual stocks. This is PE ratio of the entire market, right? Coming out of a contraction, this is the highest PE ratio we've ever had. So contraction meaning when PE has gone down year over year, that's a contraction year, right? So when you have consecutive contraction years, like in the 90s, we had 3 in a row. In the early 2000s, we had 3 in a row. In the 2010s, we had 2 in a row. And then 2021 and 2022, we had 2 in a row, right? So coming out of multiple consecutive contraction years, this right now is the most expensive stock market that we've had coming out of a contraction. So we're already starting off very, very expensive. Zoom in, it's too small. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Let me see how I can do this for y'all. Apologies. Can you see it now? Why is your X not in dark mode? It is on my phone. I guess I don't know why on the computer it isn't, but good point. This right here, 22 PE, right? The most expensive coming out of contraction years. Because what you want to see when PE contracts, when we have earnings compression, you want to see the stock market start from an average or below average standpoint. That way it has time to expand. But if you already come out the gate trading at a premium, then how much higher can you go? Now, we have seen one time before where we were in the 20s and we experienced expansion. And that was during the dot-com era, right? 97, 98, 99. We were trading 22, 27, 28. We're not in that. We're now in a period, in a pre-recessionary period, right? So we're not expecting, these inflated types of PE ratios, right? So coming out of a contraction, we're at 22. That, along with the fact that I personally think, as of now, as of the data we have now, this could change, but as of the data we have now, I think that, I'm starting to get a bit worried for the holdings that I do have, at least in the mega caps, right? So for me, I'm going to start hedging a lot more starting now. I'm not opening up bearish bets just yet, so don't take this as a license to, full port into puts. Actually, do whatever you want. But for me, I'm not taking bearish bets, but I am going to start hedging, maybe trimming, starting now, to be honest. Now, I do think that there is a potential rotation into certain things. So there are things that are still cheap, right? Market opens in 28 minutes, guys. There are things that I think are certainly cheap. I got into PayPal at 52. I think PayPal has a decent PE ratio. I think it's decently priced. I did not get into SoFi yet, but I don't hate that play. Not my favorite stock. I like PayPal way more than SoFi, to be honest. But I don't hate that stock. There are certain things like Nike, that I said below 100, I think would be a decent buy. I think Disney below 80 would be a decent buy, or below 85, right? These are things that still have some value for the long term. I'm not saying these are gonna jet immediately, but there is some value there. Some of the airlines, even though I'm not a huge fan of airlines at the moment, but there are some things that have value. But if you're like, oh, I really want to buy NVIDIA here, I think you're crazy. I do think NVIDIA is going to hit $600, but I don't think there's a ton of value here, is what I'm saying, right? If you look at the tech sector of the S&P 500, all-time highs, right? There isn't much value here. If you look at utilities, for instance, there is some value there, right? There is some value there. If you look at consumer staples, there is some value there, right? But healthcare and tech, I think, it's very hard for me to buy that stuff here. Tesla, yeah, I like Tesla. I think, I think Tesla can fill that gap at like that 224-ish. But I like selling puts on Tesla here. You could potentially pick up Tesla for less than 200. You know what I mean? Yeah. What are you guys looking at? Unity, Mara, Baba. Hershey? No, bro, I'm not buying Hershey. Come on. Har says, careful, he liked PayPal, but he also loved XLE right before it started to crash last year. Look, this is gonna be my last comment on this fuckboy here, okay? I'm gonna show you when I added XLE. Luckily, everything's timestamped. September 28th. September 28th, 2022. Adding some XLE for the long term, right? Do you want to know when that was here? September 28th was right here. Was literally the bottom of XLE. Careful, guys. Careful. Careful dealing with fuckboys in your life. Is it time to short AMD? I think you're crazy, bro. I'm not trying to short anything here. You know, people will look at this double top and try to short, but I think that nobody learned their lesson, right, from NVIDIA. There was tons of double tops up here. I'm not interested in a short. I'm interested in just hedges now. Baba. Yeah, I think that there is a opportunity on China for a small portion of my portfolio, right? Not a huge fan of investing in China, I'll be honest. Not a huge fan of investing in China. I know you hate to talk about AMC. Bro, I'm not looking at AMC. It's down 99%. All right, 700 likes. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. Oh, wow. Someone's saying, pick me, pick me. All right. I want you guys to put in a W in the chat right now. And I'm going to pick somebody random. And if it's HAR, he doesn't win. Everybody else. All right. I'm going to do this publicly. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm literally just going to take a screenshot. And then whoever's the middle name of the screenshot gets it. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see what the screenshot looks like. The middle person, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's 14 people. So the middle person, well, there isn't a middle because it's an even number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Duwon Kim and Bruno Rodriguez. I'm gonna pick two winners because there was no middle. There's 14 people here. And so I picked the middle two. So y'all two, hit me up. If you're in the Discord, just message me and I'll send you a hoodie. If you're not in the Discord, wait, I think Duwon Kim is in the Discord. So hit me up and I'll send you a hoodie. If you're not in the Discord, I'll send you a free month, right? So Bruno Rodriguez, apologies, I'm not sure if you're in the Discord or not. But if you're not in the Discord, send me a message on Instagram and send me proof of your YouTube name and your YouTube profile pic. Like, send me a pic and I'll give you a free month. If you are in the Discord, send me a message, and I'll just give you a hoodie. And I appreciate all of you guys watching. All right. 20 minutes until market opens. Let's see if there's a trade setup on futures. Let's go through the pre-market routine. Surprisingly, S&P is only down 0.1%. NASDAQ is up 0.01%. Bruno, you're in the Discord? Hit me up. Send me a message, brother. You and Do1, send me a message. We'll do more winners on live streams. You guys know that I live stream every day now, right? Somehow all of you show up to the CPI and FOMC, and we get a fraction in the daily live stream. So if you guys want to watch me day trade live, make sure you join the live streams. I promise you won't regret it. The last 3 days in a row, we called the market direction. All right. So the weekly, or sorry, the 4 hour. We took out the high from January 10th. Now we do have an order block here. Oh, you know what we do have? This is very interesting. This is very interesting. We have an inverted fair value gap here that we are ticking into. A CPI news aside, okay? CPI news aside, this would actually be a very bullish pattern here. Right? I would expect it, like, throw CPI aside for now, okay? Throw it out the window for now. I expect if I just saw this pattern here and I didn't know anything about the news, right? Here's the way that I would read this. So we're clearly in a bullish structure. We're in a buy program, right? Higher highs and higher lows. And we are digging into this inverted fair value gap, and we are bouncing off of it. This inverted fair value gap was from the beginning week of January, and this is on the 4 hour, right? So if I didn't, this to me looks like a bullish pattern where we break, completely ignore this fair value gap, and then test it as an inverted fair value gap that then turns bullish, and then we would take out the December highs, right? December 2023 highs. This is on the ES futures. So this right here, again, ignoring everything I just said about CPI and everything we just got about CPI, this to me looks bull, and it can still happen, by the way. It can still happen because we're on the 4 hour. So between here and here, we're only talking about 0.5%. So I can easily see where we end up getting a reaction that the market doesn't expect, and we break this before then seeing some resistance, right? Like taking liquidity above this. I could totally see that, especially bouncing off of this IFVG here. Now, I'm going to mark this up so that when I start going down to the lower time frames, I know what this is. 4-hour IFVG. What do the options say? What does that mean, bro? You're now speaking in code. What do you mean, what do the options say? All right. So this... Yes, I'm going to talk about bonds in a second because there's likely a move in bonds to be had. So this is a 4-hour FVG, and we took liquidity below, what's today, Thursday? This right here is sell side liquidity. Where's my SSL? Sell side liquidity. And we didn't take buy side, by the way. This is London high. And this line is from the 4-hour, right? It was the highs from December. See this line? The white line? Let me actually mark it out. December highs. Okay. So now we have that marked out. So not only do we have London, but we have December highs. This is important here. So bouncing off of that 4-hour IFVG, I think, and taking out liquidity below an intraday low yesterday, right? We didn't take out yesterday's low. But I can easily see a move that fakes the market out at some point to take out London high, and I'm hoping to take out December highs because that then would make for a more optimal short, right? I cannot short the market here. I cannot short the market after taking this intraday liquidity. Not with London highs up here, right? Now, obviously, the market could just say, to hell with all this. Here's an imbalance here that I'm going to dig into and then continue to tank. This would be a tough short to take, man. Yeah, for me, it's because this isn't a major liquidity level. This is just an intraday liquidity level from yesterday. You see it here on the 1 hour. It's a wait and see. But for me, if we get to these December highs and we crack them, that's when I'll start looking for a short. Ambient Junkie bounced off an hour OB as well. Yes, it did, and it took liquidity off of the hourly OB. You're right. And if you're a support resistance trader, this was resistance, right? Turn into support. Oh, that's not good. This green line here, right? That was the level that I said yesterday would get taken out. All right. Monday's a holiday as well. Is it MLK Day on Monday? Oh, I didn't even realize that. Thank you for reminding me. You're right. Monday is a holiday. So tough to go into a 3-day weekend bearish. 3-day weekends are usually either mute or bullish, right? What about CPI data? Yeah, it came out, bro. By the way, just an announcement that we are going to be closing the Discord monthly. There was some confusion about this. No, if you're already in it, you're going to stay in it, obviously. But we're going to be closing it to new members, and it's going to be waitlist only. We're taking it private. So before that happens, I'm giving people a chance to get in. So you'll see a promo code in the description if you want to come in, see our analysis, see our plays, what trades we're taking. We also started an option selling channel here, right? Had cash secure puts on Mara, on Tesla. We just opened a covered call on our CELH, our Celsius leaps. Obviously, you get my weekly analysis as well, my broad-based analysis, as well as the day trades on futures and the swing trades on options. So make sure that you use that code in the description. Fed rate cuts went up. Wow, my boy is Fed rate cuts went up. My boy is confused between CPI and yields and the Fed. CPI came in hotter than expected. Fed has nothing to do with it just yet. The Fed is the FOMC meeting is January 31st. What do you think of Mara? I don't know, bro. What do you think of Michael Jordan versus LeBron James? I don't know, bro. Ask me a more specific question, please. I'm very interested to see what happens here. Do you think Fed will still cut in March? No, I don't. Bro through every micro macro term. Yusuf, bro, that's what I was thinking in my mind. You took the thoughts out of my mind, bro. That's exactly what I was thinking. All right, I'm very curious about this level here because you could take a short here. You could take a high risk non-A+ short here. I don't like it just yet. Let me see what NQ is doing. Oh man, this is interesting. Oh, man, this is interesting, guys. Today might have some juicy volatility. Do you guys see what I'm seeing? Can you explain why you don't like this setup? What is this setup? Jeff, I have no idea what setup you're talking about, brother. All right, guys. 871 of you, 871 likes. There's 1,100 people here. I will do another giveaway, okay? Get it to 1,000 likes, and I will give away either, again, one this time, all right, not two. I'll give away either another hoodie or a free month in the Discord if you're not in the Discord. Get it to 1,000 likes, and we'll do another comment spam. Jeff, I have no idea what setup you're talking about, brother. Okay, this is so interesting here. Because we have what? We have equal lows on NASDAQ. ES doesn't. So there is a divergence here where ES took liquidity, but NASDAQ didn't. Okay? Now, you gave one already? Yeah, I'm going to give another one. If you don't like it, Javed, you don't need to be part of it, brother. Because if this fails on ES, this level here, then NQ is going to smoke these lows. NASDAQ hitting yesterday morning lows. Well, NASDAQ is actually running into London lows right here. This is London's low. Wow, this is so interesting, man. If ES gets rejected here, I think NASDAQ will take out these lows. Equal lows for NASDAQ on Wednesday also. Yeah, but remember what I said on Wednesday? Because was Wednesday the day I took it long? There was SMT divergence between NASDAQ and ES. So when there's SMT divergence that's bullish, and one of them takes liquidity and the other one doesn't, then these equal lows can remain. So what you want to see if there's divergence between NASDAQ and ES, right? And right now, it doesn't look like there is. Let's check the hourly. Moment of truth here, guys. Moment of truth. If we get past this level, then I think we take out December highs. If we get back to London low and NQ, that's right at the GP as well. GP of what level? Oh, you mean if I draw the high here, market just opened. Yeah, you have an OTE entry though. If you were to take this short, that would be where to short from. I'm personally not taking this yet. But this would be your short right here. Right at OTE. This would be your short to take out these relative equal lows. But ES is blasting through this level. So that already tells you don't short that. This is why you have to view both of them, right? 47 more likes, guys, to get to 1,000. I cannot short until I see some sort of liquidity grab up here. The market can go haywire if it wants, right? But I'm not going to go short until we either take out London or December highs. Oh, this is so interesting, man. Yes, you need 3 candles for an FEG. NQ is still stuck in this fair value gap. So now we do have some sort of divergence between NQ and ES, right? Let's see. NQ wasn't able to make it, even though it's up by a larger percentage. Okay, now it's pushing up past. So if it pushes up past and closes, this becomes an inverted fair value gap, which is bullish, right? 17 more likes, guys. Let's go. Get it to 1,000. Ooh. Ooh. Crazy rejection here. Well, that would have been a good scalp, but not a 2-to-1 trade. Not just yet. 2-to-1, you'd have to take profit here, which to me is still precarious. For me, I cannot short until, well, so NASDAQ actually took London high, right? This is London. ES didn't. So we do have a bit of a divergence game going on here. See, this is London high. I see. We have bearish divergence here, guys. This is bearish S&T divergence. So what that means is I mean, it already played out, but that means that one index can take out pre-market high and the other one doesn't have to. And that's why ES dropped, right? That right now is not valid anymore. That play happened. I'm very wary shorting here until ES takes out a high. Because what we see right here is a potential low resistance liquidity, right? We have the 830 high, we have the London high, and we have December highs. And what can happen here is we just start taking them out. See, this is why you don't short here. This is all low resistance liquidity, right? Where we can just start tagging all this. Yep. Faked out a lot of shorts, guys. Faked out a lot of shorts. Nico, you're in a trade? Why, bro? Why? Just wait. Wait. So wide for a stop. Exactly, Surf. So wide that you cannot take that. You cannot take that short. Right now, I'm much, much more interested in shorting ES, not NQ. ES to me has these low resistance liquidity levels right here, right? NQ is less clear of a picture to me. It already took out London high. And it's stronger, right? NQ is much stronger. See, this is why, like, when I open up the stream, right? What is the first question people ask? Good or bad? Long or short? This is why nuance is so important, man. And this is why on the 4 hour, what did I say? I said, if I was looking at this and this had nothing to do with CPI, this to me looks bullish. And we open the day bullish. Now, once we take out these resistance levels, then you can start creating a bear thesis, right? But this is why people have a hard time understanding the market, because they try to think of it so binary, good or bad, bullish or bearish, short or long, right? And that's not how the market works. What the data does before market open is the data will just take out stops from every side. Stop, right? This is why you don't want to be in a position before. But then after the data is released, there's so much nuance, right? The market is green right now. I don't think it will stay green forever, but the market is green right now. And people that think of the market as long or short, good or bad, they're like, why is the market green? I thought CPI was bad. What the hell's going on? This is rigged. Not understanding that the market is solely driven by liquidity, guys. It's solely driven by liquidity. Is CPI good for tomorrow for Indian market? I don't know, bro. You tell me. I only follow one market when it comes to the stock market. And if you type it again, I'm going to ban you, because that's the 4th time that you type it. Yeah, I'm not interested in a short yet until this is taken and this is taken. Ooh, ooh. How about gold? Actually, yeah. I'm going to look at gold, and I'm going to look at interest rates real quick. Do we short? No. I give up. All right. Let me look at gold and let me look at oil. Ooh. There's a nice manipulation move in oil. So you have a potential power of 3 here. Consolidation, manipulation. And what I want to see is a move down. Yeah, I think, Eduardo, as I said, I think we will get the dollar moving up. Maybe not today, by the way. Remember that the move can be delayed. CPI already came in hot, bro. CPI was literally an hour and 10 minutes ago. You can rewind the stream, by the way. You know what I need to short oil, though? I need a change of, not change of character. Change in the state of delivery, right? Like I want to close below this green candle here. The last green candle before this up move, before the manipulation move, I want to close below it. And then I'll start looking for a short in oil. And then for gold, oh, I'm going to do another giveaway. Wow, we got 2,000. Multiple RELs. What time frame, Lex? Oh my God, gold. What? This is CPI right here. Gold took out stops, just like the indices. Holy shit. If you were in a gold trade, bro, I feel for you. No way that people didn't get stopped out on gold if you were in a gold trade before this. Gold is hard to read right now. You know what I want to look at? This is where data starts coming in, right? Here's what I want to look at, guys. Let's look at let's go off of data. This is very important, and I hope you take something out of this. Let's look at the last few times that inflation came in higher than expected, right? And what did gold do? Let's take a look at that. So we had October 12th. This is why data is so beautiful. October 12th and September 13th, okay? Let's go to September 13th because that was the first time after inflation actually came in below expectations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row. September 13th, it came in higher. And then October 12th. So if we go here and we go to September 13th, red day, down day, a couple of up days into this daily fair value gap, and then tanking. Now let's go to October 12th. October 12th, we saw a rally in gold after CPI. And then November 14th, when CPI came in lower than expected, that then fueled a further rally. Right? And the dollar the dollar tanked after October 12th into November 14th. I see. So right now, the dollar, obviously based on really hot inflation, I think can get into this area, which in the short term wouldn't be bullish for gold. But then I think then gold rallies. Please confirm CPI data time. Okay. It was an hour and 15 minutes ago. Wow, took out OTE stop. See, I'm glad I wasn't in a short because it would have stopped us out, which it probably did for a lot of people that try to go short. Not in a position yet, guys. Not in a position yet. I'll let you know when I am. Definitely not taking anything yet. And now we have this 15-minute fair value gap here. Let's see what happens. Actually, OTE is from this 5-minute down here. Let's move all the money to Tesla right now. You think that we're going to make a difference in a $1 trillion company? Oh, my God. What do I do? How are you guys going to learn trading when you're not even able to look up the CPI numbers yourself? Oof. That's honesty if I ever heard it. Appreciate you, Aisha. Always appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words. Hello, sir. I'm from India. Silver. View, please. Z, let's go long something. Bro, this ain't a casino. I'm trying to take patient trades, bro. Here's a scalp long that I think will work out. Coin looks bullish. I don't know, bro. You got a head and shoulders on the daily at the top of a rally. This looks bullish to you? Whee! How does the CPI make sense for tech if rates will likely remain higher? Yeah, I mean, if rates remain higher and this doesn't happen, then I think the market is not going to like that. So we have 20 days until CPI. I mean, until FOMC. I feel like next we'll hear what's your take on the rare fish market. Bro, I saw this fucking big-eyed tuna in Japan was sold for like $500,000 or something. 1K likes. It's hoodie time. All right, let's do it. One more giveaway. And if you're in the Discord, I'll give you a hoodie. If you're not in the Discord, I'll give you what you call a month free in the Discord. All right. Put in the W right now. Start typing in W's, and I'm going to take a random screenshot. Let's get to it because I'm trying to get to a trade. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I'm going to pick one winner. Damn, Lex, you're already in the Discord, bro. I'm just messing with you. All right, so keep going, keep going. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Here we go. We got 15 names here. So we definitely have a middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 15 names. So whoever this is, Cac Frosh 1980. If you're not in the Discord, hit me up on IG and send me proof of your YouTube page, of your YouTube profile. If you are in the Discord, just send me a message in the Discord. All right, let's get back to trading, guys. This was fun. And I appreciate every single one of you watching, commenting. I really appreciate it. All right, so it looks like we're going to smoke these lows. Wait, where was I on? These lows on NASDAQ. Let's see. This right here is the last stronghold, right? OTE entry. Right here. But given the fact that we still have these relative equal lows, yeah, there is no bullish divergence yet between ES and NQ. Balance price range, right? All of these fair value gaps, all these fair value gaps. If we get a move up, I think we are likely going to ignore all of these until here. We'll probably see some resistance. Tesla long. Oh, am I blurry? Ah, shit. My bad, my bad, my bad. 1 second. Thank you for pointing it out. Thank you for pointing it out. I'll tell you in a second, Richie. Why would you go long Tesla here? Not yet, no. I think Tesla can get to 225 and fill this gap. CPI data came. Bro, that's the third time that you asked that. And someone already gave you a breakdown. All right, let's see what's what. What's very interesting is that the 10-year is actually negative today. The 10-year is actually negative today. That's so interesting. It had a pop and then it went, and then it's actually negative 0.15%. This is very strange price action, guys, on the on interest rates. Like I said, they're going to try to massage the fact that CPI came in, that core CPI came in below 4% for the first time since May 2021, right? Did Microsoft make all-time highs today? I think it did. Yep. Microsoft made all-time highs today. This is why double tops will kill you guys. For whoever was asking about AMD earlier, look at this. We had a double top on Microsoft. So many people shorted this, right? Now their stops are taken out. Oh, this sucks, man. I closed a long on Microsoft. Wow. I closed a long on Microsoft like a couple weeks ago. Where was my long on Microsoft? I think I had the 390, 400 call spread. For those of you in the Discord, remind me. $395, 400. Yeah. What was the expiry? The 19th? Ay, ay, ay. Did I eat yet? I don't eat breakfast, bro. I like to eat a big lunch. I sold the short leg and kept the long one. Oh my God. That's probably up like crazy. Do you use AG1? No, because I'm not a child. I actually eat a lot of greens. I don't try to blend it and drink it because I can't stand it. I actually really like vegetables. So I eat a ton of vegetables, a ton of salad, a ton of sauteed vegetables, a ton of raw vegetables, grilled vegetables. Yeah, whoever was asking me about that scalp long on NQ, yeah, I was talking about a scalp long. I'll send you some. AG1? I don't want it, bro. I can buy AG1 if I wanted to. I'm good, brother. Do you? I'm good. You know, I feel like that the blending of vegetables and whatnot. I mean, I think that's what parents do to kids who don't want to eat vegetables. But I like vegetables. I like eating them. Where are my ETH haters at? Offer me something, bro. I'm offering you this stream. Ooh, glad we got out of Unity. Glad we got out of Unity. Let us know when you give up. That is the funniest comment ever. Thank you for telling me to read Degenerate. Josh. All right. When workout stream? You guys want me to stream workout? There's like 1 million people that do that. All right. Let's take out these lows. Let's take out these lows. Do you ever place a trade while working out? I've done it before. It's not my favorite thing to do. All right. There it is. NQ's taking out these lows. These equal lows here. Tesla? Yeah. Tesla's going to go to that 225 gap for sure. Would you long Tesla? No. The only thing I would do with Tesla is sell puts. That's the only thing I would do at this point. Do you watch other finance channels? No. I follow quite a bit of finance accounts on Twitter. But no, I don't watch other finance channels. Long Tesla? I would not long Tesla here, bro. You like me, Kevin? Not what I've seen. There was one time I was watching him during the pandemic when he was covering, I think he was covering January 6th. And that was very entertaining. But like for finance, no. When will your video be ready with words of wisdom? Ask him. I don't know. Tag him, ask him. I have no idea, honestly. Maybe this month sometime. But tag him on social media and ask him. Bug him about it. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I watch his podcast, but I don't know if you'd call that a finance channel. I like his podcast a lot. I think it's the best finance podcast, if I'm being honest. All right, so we smoked equal lows on NASDAQ. Now, for those of you that are part of the mastermind, and we have a mastermind tonight, by the way, but for those of you that are part of the mastermind, you know that at this time, right, you want to what? You want to map out what's ahead of you. So we have these equal lows here from the 4 hour. And if you look at it on the daily, you have this low here on the daily, right? So you want to have that up on your chart when you start going to the 5 minute and you're like, where's that low? It's right here. Is there a rate cut given? January 31st, bro. Now bouncing off what? No, not yet. This is the previous day low. NQ is almost, ES is almost there. They will most certainly hit the previous day low, both of them. Qs can get back to 402. Yeah. For sure. I think Qs can get back to much less than 402. I think Qs can get back to 395. And then you have this volume shelf here. Between 392 and 384. But as I said in the outset, this is the time that I want to start hedging. For sure. Apple got deleted. Apple's down 1.3%. I think the only thing that's green. Oh, actually, Microsoft, Amazon, Google. Are green. Markets start bouncing. What are you looking at, bro? Bouncing off what? All right, we have the previous day low here. Let's see if we take that out on both ES and NQ. Oof, CL is just barcoding. What is gold doing? My God, the gold chart is hilarious. The gold chart is hilarious, yo. Yeah, Tesla, if you pull up a moving average, which I don't trade off moving averages, but I will pull them up for long term. Let's see. So, yeah, we are now at the 200. Right? Now, in an uptrend, this is fine. In a downtrend, this doesn't mean much. And Tesla is still technically, like if you pull up the weekly chart, Tesla is still technically in an uptrend, right? But since November, it's been in a downtrend. And since 2019, since 2021, it's been in a downtrend. Since in the short term, since December 2022, it's been in an uptrend. So it's right at the intersection, right? Of this. All right, we're heading for previous day low on ES, which is this yellow line. Oops, let me take this out. Yeah. Dollar's making a move here. Dollar's making a move towards this area that I was talking about. Bitcoin's dropping too, huh? I think coin is shortable, not Bitcoin, but the stock. They destroyed coin. Who's they? It's funny that the VIX is negative, right? That is weird. That is weird to me. Hmm. Yeah, if we break below this on the 1 hour, then I think there's a chance we can enter a sell program. If we break below this on NQ and on ES. You look like a bank robber? Is that stereotypical? I think that's a stereotype, bro. I mean, I certainly don't look like I'm in finance. I'll tell you that much. I'm so surprised that the VIX is red. That smells fishy to me. All right. Wait a minute. What? Come on, guys. I still think we take out this low. I'm long Google now. Why didn't you open a trade on SPX? We had a double bottom on the 1 minute. Oh my God, bro. All right. So do we have divergence between... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do we have divergence between ES and NQ? I'm trying to see if we have divergence. Aisha says, Desi accent be making me chuckle. I don't even realize I'm doing it, honestly. That's my bad. I should pay more attention to what comes out of my mouth. That's probably not the first time I've done that. All right. Oh, Chris. Chris Garcia says 1,500 likes and Z does the next stream in an Indian accent. Tell me if I should just rewatch the stream. Yeah, bro, rewatch it. Why wouldn't you? Do the Bhangra. Y'all are funny. I'm not yet nuanced to be able to differentiate between, say, like a classic Mumbai accent and someone from the Tamil region. I'll get it one day. He said I wouldn't do it with all the woke folks. Bro, you forget. I'm a chameleon. I can be anything. If Z makes a video in an Indian accent, I would like all his videos. AB, where are you from? All right, I might take a short from here. Hans, bro, thank you so much for donating $20 to St. Jude's. Appreciate you, man. AB, you're from Germany? Cool. Would you get some QQQ calls? No. No. We haven't yet taken out previous day's low. And I think we're going to take it out. The thing that's perplexing me right now is we have an unfilled Well, that looks like it's balanced, though. I'm neglecting my girl and my dog. You talking to me? I don't have a dog, bro. And my girl's watching the stream. Plus, it's 7 a.m. here, bro. Microsoft surpassed Apple as the most valuable company, yes. But I think it was very brief, though. Bro, I want to take this short to take out those daily lows. All right, let's see what's up. NQ is the stronger of the two. So going to be hard to short that one. You want to short the weaker one. I think we have these lows from yesterday. I mean, sorry. Yes. Yesterday's well, actually, fuck, this changes things. Hold on. Because yesterday's regular trading hour lows were here. But if you take yesterday's Asia low into account, it's here. And I think we will likely take that out. No, I'm not in anything. I'm waiting to see. You know what? Here's what I'll do. I'm not gonna short this unless we get an OTE entry. Do I have a news feed up and use it for trades? No, bro. Trading the news is crazy. By the time it's news, it's already priced in. PO3 playing out on which time frame? Hans. Sultan, I shorted NQ at 920. That's a nice scalp, bro. Very nice scalp. I think most likely we get these lows taken out first. This previous day low here. Let's see. It is, but sometimes you get crazy moves from big events. Do you trade the Indian markets? Avinash, what do you think, bro? Have you ever met a non-Indian trading Indian markets? Plus, I see it on YouTube. I get recommended all the time. There's a lot of Indian finance YouTubers. Hans, what time frame are you looking at the PO3? I don't see what PO3 time frame you're looking at. Maybe 1 minute? Maybe you're looking at the 1 minute? thoughts on charge point. Thoughts and prayers, bro. Thoughts and prayers. Ask me a better question, dude. Ask lazy questions, get lazy answers. You're talking about this, Hans? Yeah, I guess it played out on the 1 minute, but let's see. Thoughts on hair. If you get 1,200 likes, will you trade the Indian markets? Okay. If I get 1,500 likes, I'll do like a 15-minute session on the Indian stock market in an Indian accent. I can't even name one Indian stock besides, I don't know, is Tata publicly traded? And then maybe Infosys. There you go. He said, "Get those likes in." Deepali, you really want me to see? You really want to see me do an Indian accent? That wouldn't be offensive to you? I didn't even know you were Indian. I'm not Indian. What nationality? You don't really look Indian? I'm not Indian, bro. Obviously, I'm not Indian. Is this really going to go higher from here? It could. Would have made it much easier on us to take out the daily lows. So I guess it did take out yesterday's regular market lows, but it didn't take out yesterday's pre-market lows. So what I'm trying to decide here is whether taking out yesterday's intraday lows is good enough for a move up, or whether it still wants to take out yesterday's pre-market lows. Right? Yeah, Tesla's right on the trend line, bro. Tesla's right on the trend line. I have the what do you call it? The 205 put. So if I get a sign, I'll get a sign on Tesla at like 190 something, which I'm happy with. And if not, then I keep the change. My screen is blurry? No, it's not. Guys, I'm just trying to take an optimal trade here. Arturin, bro, stop being a dick. So this was the area that you could have taken a scalp short, but not a broad short. What I'm looking at, again, I want to see if we can get to take out these lows before going long, or does the market want to go long here? But this came into the order block, rejected. This is a decent scalp, right? It's about I mean, it's a little more than a scalp. Shit, we're talking about 40 points on NASDAQ, so that's $800 a contract. But I'm looking to see if there's any signs that ES or NQ want to take out previous day lows. So right now I'm not making a move until then. All right, this looks like it might just be setting up for a PM move here. Let's see. Was CPI as expected? No, it was worse. Both core and headline came in above. You know you can Google this stuff, guys, right? Right here. Ay, ay, ay. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Do you think Modi will become Indian Prime Minister this year? Sure. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set an alert down here, right, in my trading view. And it texts me, by the way, when it hits this. So if I'm away from my computer, it's going to text me, right? And then I'm going to set an alert for here. And I'm going to do the same for NASDAQ. And that way, I will get alerted. Because once one of these two things happen, then I will be looking for a potential position. Gashi, you are hands down the weirdest dude ever. Your questions, your stories. All right. All right, I'm going to set that alert. I'm going to take a look at gold. And oil one more time. I'm not interested really in gold or oil until I get the story for the dollar. If the dollar wants to push up into this, then I'll start looking at potential longs on gold. Oil barcoding too much for me. I needed to break out either way for me to start thinking about an optimal trade. Tesla filling that gap. I wouldn't long it. I would sell puts. That's about as much as I'm gonna do on Tesla. Let's look at RTY. Ooh, RTY took weekly low. Nice. RTY took weekly low. So RTY might set up for maybe, if not today, might set up for a TGIF setup tomorrow. Long on gold? You serious, bro? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the long on gold? No, I'm not saying if the dollar goes up, I'm going to long gold. I'm saying if the dollar gets into this range, which then I expect it to get rejected from. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm going to long gold as the dollar goes up. I'm saying if the dollar goes up and gets into this range and then I expect a drop, then I will look for a long on gold. That's what I'm saying. Can you share your outlook on PFE, whether it makes it to 31 by February 16th? That's not how the market works, bro. You're asking me because you want me to give you a crystal ball prediction on the calls that you're about to buy. I guarantee you that's why you're asking. That's just a gamble, bro. That's not trading. PFE looks still like a falling knife to me. You want to see a break structure, dude. You want to see a break structure. What's your favorite Indian food? Fuck, what don't I like, man? Indian food's so good, but hands down, biryani. Hands down. Biryani is probably the greatest top 3 greatest foods of all time. When will inflation data come out? Go back to bed, bro. Would you mind reviewing the bond market? Garlic naan. See, I'm in the minority. I'm not a fan of garlic naan. I like plain or butter naan. I don't like garlic naan. Bond market. I would not make moves on the bond market based on the first day of CPI. I think that TNX initially rallied and then turned red. I'm not trusting this first day move. I think over the coming days, you can get a potential rally in yields, which would drop the price of bonds potentially. But yeah, just like I didn't trust the VIX going red and it's now back to green, I would not trade. I would not look at the bond move today as the final move based on CPI. And I think the indices are going to go for that daily low that I was talking about. Vegetable biryani? Dina, you crazy. You're crazy. Vegetable biryani. It's good, but there's only 2 types of biryanis that are acceptable here. Chicken and mutton. I think we take out. Appreciate you, FX Stream. Have a great day. AB says, say it again. Bro, I'm not a circus clown. See, even the Daisies are coming out. Dina, against the vegetable biryani. Humza Hafiz says, bro, vegetable biryani gotta be a crime. Hamza just kill me, bro. Pork biryani? Come on, bro. That's a crime too. I'm surprised with a name like Sushant. You're talking about pork biryani. I told you Indians are vegetarian. They don't eat meat. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? They don't eat meat. I've had meat with Indian friends. What are you talking about? Yes, you'll have really religious Hindus or Jains that might not eat meat. You'll have some Hindus that might accept eating chicken, but they won't eat beef. And then you also have Sikhs. You have Muslims. You have Christians. What do you mean Indians are vegetarian? Oh, yeah. Come on, guys. I need this level to break so that I can actually take a freaking trade. Like chocolate hummus? Yeah, chocolate hummus is a crime for sure. Any flavored hummus is a crime. All right, guys. Let's see if Tesla recovers here. Tesla is right at the 200 MA. And this long ass trend line since January 2023. This is an intersection, guys, because you have the long downtrend line since December 21, right? And the long uptrend line since January 2023. So this is the crossroads, right? Do we finally break out of this pennant here, right? Do we finally break down? Do we bounce off this and finally break out? We'll see. We'll see. But I like selling puts here. Because, I mean, you could sell whatever puts you want here, right? You could sell an array of puts here. You could sell the 205 put. You can even sell... Let's see. If you go out to February... I mean, man, you can even sell the 190 puts for $220. And if you get assigned, you'll get Tesla at 187.80. Who's your GOAT in basketball? Jordan. Yeah, I think Jordan is the GOAT. And then my favorite player apart from that is Kobe. But yeah, I think Kobe was the closest we saw to Jordan in terms of moves, but he certainly was not as efficient as Jordan. Jordan was the most efficient basketball player, at least for a guard, right? And my favorite point guard is Steph Curry of all time. Man, this is so boring right now. We had a big move in the morning, and I'm just waiting for NQ to take out these lows and ES to take out these lows. That would make for potentially a PM long. I'm not saying it's going to go long, but if we take out those lows and then we break structure, then you can start looking for longs. End phase, I think you can sell puts on end phase. I'm not a stock picker like that, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and try to pick the next unicorn, but I think that there are trades you can make on certain stocks. Like, I'm not bullish on holding end phase until retirement, but I think you can trade it, right? Like, you could sell puts here on an end phase. So end phase is right at this volume shelf. obviously filling the gap, which it will likely do. And then you can sell puts here. But I'm not excited to own the company. It bounced off of this weekly fair value gap and is now in bullish market structure, right? So I do think that there is a chance Enphase can continue up until maybe the 130s. And if it gets past 130, you have this humongous volume shelf here between 150 and 185. But yeah, if you're asking me, would I put my entire portfolio in Enphase? No, I don't trade stocks like that, man. I mean, I don't invest in stocks like that. All right, getting close to these lows here, these daily lows. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Yeah, if you know, you know. Of course I know who that is, bro. That's Chris Jackson, right? Wasn't his name Chris Jackson? I don't know. I think his name was Chris Jackson. And then he changed his name after he converted to Islam, right? He got in trouble because he was protesting, I think, the Iraq War, and he wouldn't stand up for the national anthem. And I think the NBA kept fining him. Yeah, he was a good shooter, man. He was the sharp shooter of his time for sure. And he had a twitch too, which is crazy. Oh my God, this is so sleepy, bro. Here's a detailed question. If the Fed does not cut in March and the bank term funding program actually ends in March, do you believe regional banks will continue to recover or sell off? The bank term funding program ends in March. Do I think that regional banks are going to sell off? Yeah, I think they will likely. I think we will likely start seeing a sell-off in regional banks if the Fed doesn't cut in March. Yes. And does it have anything to do with the bank term funding program? No, because I think that end date is priced in, isn't it? Tell me you didn't love watching the Kings play back in the day with Vlade, Weber, Peja, and Jay Will. They were a fun team, bro. And I'm from LA, and I can honestly say that I feel like they were robbed in that Western Conference Finals for sure. Yeah, that was a fun team. I don't know if Vlade was part of that fun, but for sure, Jason Williams, Peja, Chris Webber. I used to like watching Vlade and Shaq get into it. But at the end of the day, it's crazy when you think about it that Kobe was actually traded for Vlade. That is one hell of a deal. That's like trading your Neo shares for Microsoft. All right, here's what I want to see, guys. I want to see one of these lows get taken out, one of these daily lows get taken out, and I want to see bullish SMT divergence between NQ and ES. And then I want to see structure broken on at least the 5-minute, and then I'll be looking for longs. If all that happens. Wow, BTC turned red. It was up 6% today. Wow. Boxing, next best matchup. Boxing is fucking ruined, bro. I mean, I am interested to see Ngannou and Joshua, just because I don't think Joshua is mentally strong. And what I saw between Ngannou and Fury was crazy. So if anyone has a chance to beat Joshua, that's not a boxer. It's Ngannou. I mean, you saw what Andy Ruiz did to Joshua. He looked stunned. All right, that's what I'm looking for in terms of the indices. I need the lows to be taken out, and I need there to be bullish divergence. Do you guys want me to continue the daily streams? I mean, I know that this is a kind of a tradition with CPI and FOMC, but if you want me to continue the daily streams, hit that thumbs up and let me know. As I said, we are going to be closing the Discord, taking it private on January 31st. So make sure you get in there before that if you wanted to get in. Otherwise, you will be put on a wait list in the future after January 31st. For those of you that are in the mastermind, we're doing mastermind 4.0 session 2 tonight. So I will see you in the mastermind. We're going over technical analysis session 2. And for the rest of you, I will see you guys on the Discord, and hopefully we could take a PM trade if we get those conditions set up. So we'll definitely be looking for that. So if you're in the Discord, I'll see you there. Otherwise, I'll catch you, the rest of you guys, on the next stream. But thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for joining me. Love all of you except for HAR, but he's not here right now to hear that. So